Welcome everybody. Really glad that you can join us. We're going to be kicking off in just a few minutes time. So stay with us and enjoy the photos as we go. Really excited that you're here for Local Welcome's 10th birthday. Welcome everyone, thanks for joining. We're going to be kicking off very soon. This is Local Welcome's 10th birthday party celebrations. Yeah, we've got lots of exciting things to share with you. Thanks for joining. We'll be starting very soon, just stay tuned. I'm really enjoying these photos. Great looking back over the past 10 years. Maybe you've seen yourself in one of them. I've certainly recognized a few people. We're going to be kicking off properly just in another minute or two. Thanks for joining us. All right, it's great to see everybody. Thanks for joining us. Just been savouring some of these photos and memories from over the years. There'll be a few more of those to come. And I believe we've got another video that we're going to share with you, just a really quick one to reminisce over the years before we properly kick off. So thanks so much for joining us. You're with Local Welcome for our 10th birthday celebration. And just bear with us as we pull up a video. Here we go. All right, welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us. You are here live with Local Welcome and it is our 10th birthday party. So thanks for joining us. I'm so excited. Happy birthday, Local Welcome. Oh, we should have all unmuted ourselves. Anyway, you get the idea. Welcome and thanks so much for joining us. As you can see, my name's Andrew, and I'm joined with a few other people from the team. Local Welcome supports community leaders to grow diverse membership groups that cook, eat, and take action together. In a divided world, we use the magic of food to bring communities together. And tonight, we're celebrating our 10th birthday. So thanks so much for joining our online party. I hope you're appreciating all the decorations. Everyone's gone to lots of effort, I can tell you now. We're going to share some memories. We're going to hear from some friends, old and new, and we're also going to launch a 10th birthday campaign. So please stick around for that. Local Welcome was founded on the 21st of September 2015, so 10 years and 3 days ago to be precise, but no one wanted to be here on a Sunday evening. And since then, we've run over 300 meals in cities across the UK, connecting thousands of people who didn't know each other previously to build trust, resilience, and power. I went to one of those early meals in my local area in London, and I think I was struck by the idea that cooking and eating with some other strangers who live locally to me but are very different to me could actually be the start of something that changes the world for the better. And so I'm joined this evening by other people who also believe in that vision. We've got some colleagues here as well as two of our trustees. And so before we go any further, let's please just introduce ourselves.
Hi everybody, I'm Rhiannon and I'm the fundraiser at Local Welcome. I've been with the team since 2022, so almost 3 years now, and working in the refugee sector for around 15 years. In my work, I've witnessed many barriers to integration that are created by the asylum system in the UK. And I really like the fact that Local Welcome brings people together on an equal footing in a very informal setting and really helps to build kind of friendships and social connection. I have experience fundraising for small charities, and so I wanted to use my skills to be able to help Local Welcome become financially sustainable. And I'm really happy to have been able to play a small role in helping us get to our 10th anniversary. So I'm really excited to be celebrating with you all today.
Hi everyone, I'm Hannah. I joined Local Welcome 2 years ago with experience supporting refugees and people seeking sanctuary through other organisations. I've seen firsthand the powerful role that food plays in connecting people, which is exactly what drew me to Local Welcome. I've only been around for 20% of Local Welcome's existence, but I've witnessed so much change during this time, and the impact that we've achieved is definitely something to celebrate.
Hi everyone, I'm Celia. I first got involved with Local Welcome as a student volunteer in Derby around the time of its third birthday as an organisation. So I've been here for a while before I went on and then joined the team full time. I now co-manage Local Welcome with Andrew, and I enjoy working closely with him and Hannah and Rhiannon and our trustees to help Local Welcome run smoothly. It's been really incredible to be part of this journey for over the past 7 years and to also be regularly heartened and inspired by the impact of what we've designed and supported our groups in bringing to life.
And Annie and Yasmin, can you just say who you are, where you're based, why you're involved in Local Welcome?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Andrew. And thanks everyone for joining us to help celebrate the 10th anniversary. I'm Annie. I'm based in Derby. I went to my first Local Welcome meal back in October 2022. I think I'd seen an advert on Facebook that said, would you like to meet new people and connect in your community? And I thought, yeah, I really would. And I loved it so much. I go regularly with my two children who are 7 and 11, and they love the whole experience as well. And then about a year ago, I joined the trustee board as well, just because I feel so strongly about wanting to support the organisation as much as I can. So really, really happy to be here tonight and just love being part of this fabulous charity.
Hi everyone, and congratulations to making it for 10 years. I'm Yasmin, I'm from Birmingham, and I, like Annie, joined Local Welcome through Facebook. When I read about it, it just made so much sense because community is such a big part of what I do, and it just felt like home. And so I went along to a meal, and I really enjoyed it. And this January, I decided to apply as a trustee. Just wanted to get more involved in what goes on behind the scenes and how we can support the charity more and just to bring more voices to the table. And I'm just really excited for what the next 10 years hold and how we can improve and make this community more stronger and just to get more people involved. So I'm totally excited about the next journey.
Thanks, everyone. So, what has Local Welcome's journey looked like so far? Born from a powerful idea in 2015 to connect and build trust between British and Syrian communities in the UK, we're now here 10 years later, having run over 300 local welcome meals across the UK, reaching more than 3,000 people and generating 12,000 hours of social contact. Though centered around the very simple act of cooking and eating together, the journey to get where we are today hasn't been quite as straightforward. We've experienced many challenges along the way, from the COVID-19 pandemic, which struck just as we were preparing to scale more rapidly, to navigating the ever-changing funding environment over the years. However, we're proudly standing here today with diverse groups made up of incredible leaders and members who meet for monthly meals in 7 cities across the UK, a developed theory of change, which we regularly measure our impact against, weekly check-ins and an online handbook packed full of resources for our leaders, a supportive board of trustees who are with us every step of the way, as you've seen just now, and a lived experience advocates group, which we're currently setting up. Moving forward, we have big plans to scale up and grow our meals into more communities across the UK, using our 10th year as the initial momentum. We're excited to share more about these plans later. I'm now going to hand over to Hannah to introduce a special video she's prepared with some of the people who've helped shape the last 10 years of Local Welcome.
Thanks. It's been so heartening to pull these clips together and hear people's stories from the past 10 years. They're a reminder of the incredible people who've shaped Local Welcome, some who joined at the very beginning and are still with us, some who were part of the early stages and have since gone on to do amazing things, and others who have joined more recently, motivated to bring change into their communities. Local Welcome has always been about people, and this video is a celebration of exactly that. So we hope it brings you as much joy as we've had in creating it.
I think, Annie, you're going to kick this off.
Sorry, had an issue there turning my video back on. Yeah, I think one of my happiest, I've got lots of happy memories of Local Welcome meals, but one of my happiest memories is actually from one of the meals we had in Derby this summer. During the spell of beautiful warm weather, we decided as a group that actually we didn't want to just sit inside all the time, and we wanted to move outside. We've got a lovely patch of grass just outside the room that we normally meet in. And so what I really appreciate about Local Welcome is the support for groups to be kind of autonomous and make decisions that make sense for their own local context. So that's what we did. We kind of prepared the food together, and then brought loads of picnic blankets, sat outside on the grass. I think there's some of the pictures that were shown earlier from that as well. And it felt like a real kind of family event. There were just a group of friends sitting around together, enjoying some food, enjoying the sunshine. As always, my kids were with me and they were playing. And yeah, it's a really beautiful memory that I will always have from that meal this summer in Derby.
My name is Ben Pollard. I started Local Welcome with my friend Nasser Youssef in 2015. We knew that thousands of people wanted to help refugees but didn't know how, and we knew that people were fleeing the war in Syria and wanted just safe places to meet friendly local people to practice English and start rebuilding their lives, finding ways to use their skills. People like Iyad, dentist from Damascus, who helped us organise these groups in Starbucks cafes in 12 cities across the UK. They started to kind of gather momentum, but we realised gradually that people needed kind of shared tasks, things to do together. And my friend James joined us, and together we designed this kind of ritual of cooking meals together. Thing that always sticks with me is one of the first meals we did in Ealing in West London, and a young lawyer, Syrian guy called Aham, showed up. And after about half an hour, we'd been cooking these kind of potato rosties that we made thousands of. And there was a kind of lull in the conversation, and Aham said, "I've been in London for 2 years now." He came quite early. "I've been here for 2 years, but this is the first time I've forgotten I was a refugee."
Hello, my name is Martin Ditches. I'm one of the original founding trustees of Local Welcome. I was introduced to the founder, Ben Pollard, way back when, and I checked my calendar. We met for the first time in person on the 19th of November 2015. We were introduced by a shared friend. Ben and Nasser had very successful meetups that they had organized informally, basically as self-organizing volunteers. They had a hunch that there was something bigger in there, and they were interested in exploring the opportunities. And Ben in particular was hoping to meet up with people who know about online community and online organization. Long story short, Ben eventually decides, let's turn this into a proper charity. It took us a few rounds, and eventually we managed to succeed registering Local Welcome as a charity. Learned loads in the process, and I saw it grow and grow, and reach out into parts of our society and parts of people's circumstances in very positive ways, in ways we never would have expected. So my favorite moment was is kind of an admin achievement. It was when we finally succeeded in registering the charity, and I'm glad that we succeeded. So well done, Local Welcome, for a very successful 10 years, and I look forward to many more years of that.
My name is Yosef. It all started in 2023 when I first arrived in the UK. I got involved with Derbyshire Refugee Solidarity based in Derby. I met Marion there, who is a leader at Local Welcome Charity, and then I got to know more about the charity. One memory I really treasure is sharing experiences and culture over a plate. It was amazing how exchanging ideas and experiences created a real connection and helped me feel more integrated into the community. I feel very privileged and thankful that I had the chance to meet King Charles last year for the charity. It was during the anniversary celebration of the Coronation Food Project in London. It was an honor to hear a warm word of welcome from His Majesty, and I'm truly grateful to the Local Welcome staff members and volunteer leaders.
Hi, my name is Denise, and I've been a member of the Norwich Local Welcome Group for over a year. One of the memories I would like to share with you is when we worked with two musicians from the London area. They were given the brief that they had to get us to write a song about a memory. I was working with two lads, one from Yemen and the other from Sudan, and it was lovely to see how they were using Arabic to communicate with each other. Initially, we sat and we were wondering, what can we do? And then one of them just said, "Oh, I really remember walking along the River Nile and eating ice cream." I said, "That's what we'll do." So using Google Translate, we managed to write a few lyrics about this memory, and then this was put to song. It was so lovely to see their expressions and the joy in their voices and in all their mannerisms when they were remembering that walk along the River Nile.
Hi, I'm Jacob, and I had the real pleasure of working with Local Welcome for a bit over a year, helping with a lot of the heritage learning and monitoring and report writing, but also more generally having a look inside Local Welcome's kind of impact strategies and helping to work on this over the period. I think my key memory isn't actually attending one of the amazing meals, which was a real highlight, but actually getting involved briefly in some oral history interviews. I think it was the opportunity of having to have super wide-ranging, fascinating, and really personal conversations with some of the leaders and the members of local welcome groups around the UK that really actually made me fall in love with the power of food and the power for it to spark stories and to spark connection between people. So thank you for giving me that opportunity.
Hello, I am Bekelo Yecha. I was a trustee of Local Welcome from 2020 to 2022. I had the pleasure of working with amazing Local Welcome team, including Ben Pollard, who was the CEO then, Andrew Chaplin, and many others. They were amazing. They were doing their level best to deliver for Local Welcome. I also had the pleasure of working with phenomenal trustees who were always focused, trying their best to deliver for Local Welcome, always at their best. Thank you so much for that wonderful camaraderie. As Local Welcome celebrates its 10th anniversary, I congratulate almost everybody who was involved in its journey. Local Welcome, keep going, keep delivering, keep punching above your weight, keep pushing boundaries. Congratulations again.
Thank you, Bekele. Thank you, Ben, Martin, Yosef, Denise, Jacob. Yeah, really great to get those messages. And Yasmin, have you got one final one that you wanted to add as well?
I've got lots of great memories since I joined Local Welcome. Every meal's memorable, but I think recently we did a Mexican night meal, day meal, where we actually had one of the local community members bring in a tortilla maker. It was fresh tortillas, blue corn tortillas, and everybody got their hands dirty. I mean, we all dug in because we'd never done it before, and it was the first time I was trying this method, and I cook a lot. But I think it was just the camaraderie in the room. Lots of people turned up. It was our best one so far, but it was just the sharing, the conversation. And I think it almost at the end when we sat down, it felt like a Christmas meal when families together at the table, and it was kind of a celebration thing. And I think everybody was just conversing and talking, and I think the meal itself is a part of it, but it's just the connection. I think that's even a bigger part. And I just feel so honored to be a part of this and just to be able to do that once a month as a team leader and just to support the locals and get everybody to try something different. So we don't know what we're doing next month, but we're just still talking about it. But it's exciting to see, more and more people getting involved, and I'm looking forward to that.
Can't wait to hear what happens next month. You always come up with something new. It's great. It's really great.
Thank you.
Excellent. Well, that rounds off this section just on other people's messages. But we now wanted to have a moment to get you guys involved, because you've kind of been sitting back and listening to all the amazing different people who are involved in the organization and have been involved over the years. And we have been talking about food. You have a huge appreciation for food and the joy it brings us. But we can't cook together. We can't share a birthday cake. So instead, we came up with a couple of quiz questions, which we thought that you would be able to share some answers. So, first question, and by the way, to share some answers, we've shared a link in the Livestream YouTube chat. So if you click that link, hopefully you should see these questions prepared. So the first question actually comes from an article I read a while ago, which was talking about how everyone has something in their kitchen, a cooking utensil, which has some kind of memory or story attached to it. So as an example, this is an olive wood lemon squeezer, which I got when I was on holiday in Cyprus, which is where my mom's family are from, and it's not that practicable as a lemon squeezer actually, because when you squeeze lemons, the pips go everywhere. But I enjoy using it, and because it reminds me of my mom's heritage and that she grew up with a lemon tree outside her garden. Yeah, really fascinated to know, do you have a cooking utensil in your kitchen that evokes some kind of special memory or story or something? Celia, I think you might have one too. Out of interest, what can you share? What's
I
in
do.
your kitchen?
I should have brought it here to show everyone on screen. My favorite kitchen utensil is definitely my granny's mixing bowl. It's one of those traditional sort of ceramic ones, the sort of a brownish color with this sort of dimpled pattern on the sides. And my mum actually has a really similar one as well. And I was lucky enough to get my granny's after she passed away. And I think when I look at it, and I treat it with, lots of care, never want to break it, I just think, wow, my granny would have made me birthday cakes using that bowl. She would have made, Christmas pudding, Christmas cake, just stirring everything up in there with all her love. And that's just really,
And
really
and
special.
Celia, you're not the only one with a grandparents, cooking utensil. Look at these. Baking trays, ice cream scoops, somebody else's yeah. Good to have some other Greeks in the call. Yeah, grapefruit spoons. Wonderful. Anyone finally got anything else that they wanted to share? Now's your chance to throw something else into the Mentimeter link, or I'm looking at just checking whether Annie or Yasmin have anything to share, but perhaps.
I've got one, but I have to admit that it's not something that I use.
That's also okay.
I'm not, although I love Local Welcome, I'm not actually a great cook or baker. I love food, I love eating food, and I love company. And that's what brings me to Local Welcome. But in our house, it's my partner who does a lot of baking. And every year the kids can ask for whatever they want as a birthday cake. And he will make it. He's made Pokemon figures, mermaids, unicorns, everything. So whenever I look at those baking trays that we've amassed over the years for the various different cakes he's had to bake for them, that gives me a real feeling of warmth and evokes lots of special memories.
Thanks, Annie, and thanks for everyone participating in whatever way you could. I'm getting a picture of some of your kitchens at this moment. It's great. Okay, so a second question. This is the second of two. Is there a dish that reminds you of home? And I think this is a question that often gets asked around the table at local welcome events, even. Rhiannon, why don't you kick us off on this one? You don't live that close to home, so what do you go for when you need reminding of home?
Yeah, so I actually live outside the UK at the moment. I'm based in Barcelona, and so this is really, everyone thinks it's very boring, but beans on toast, especially with like good cheddar cheese, which
you can't say that.
I do like more interesting food as well, but when you can't easily get a good tin of baked beans and a good cheddar cheese, you really miss it. So it's usually one of the first things I have when I go home, or a curry as well. It's another thing that kind of reminds me of home.
Well, and that's why you're not in charge of writing our recipes for
Exactly,
Delete Event. But fair play, it's the unexpected. Hannah or Yasmin or anyone got
Yes,
something? We've got black omelette and chips and blackcurrant ice cream currently coming up here.
I've got
Yasmin,
one.
yeah, go for it.
I've got a very memorable dish, reminds me of home all the time. In fact, I made it today. It's pilau, and it's made with a yakhni, a stock, and it's a staple thing that most South Asians will have growing up. But the stock, the smell of the stock, the whole spices just infused. So I make it with chicken, and you can just smell it throughout the whole house. And it reminds me of my mom. We grew up with that rice dish, and everybody still has it even now. And it's a definite strong memory and a great dish, because a little bit of raita at the side, and I always make a little salad. But the rice itself, it's got to be basmati, and it's got to be slow cooked with the yakhni, and then add the rice in and then steam it for 20 minutes. The best dish ever. And I've been asked at Local Welcome, can we make this dish? And I keep on having to tell everybody, I'm sorry, we can't do meat. But everybody just wants to try that dish again. So we try to substitute it with other, vegetarian elements in it. So try to keep everybody happy with those memories.
Thanks so much, Yasmin. It's so interesting, the smells of food as well. Yeah, it reminds me about how there's a place on our website, at the footer of our website, you can find oral history interviews and lots more recordings of people talking about their dishes that remind them of home. Meanwhile, I'd love whoever has a shortbread house for their birthday, or to make us one for Local Welcome. Thanks for some of these other contributions, guys. That's really nice to see. We could just keep talking about food for the rest of the evening, but we've got other things that we want to get to, including our plans for our 10th year. So thanks for participating in this section. Celia, I think it's over to you to talk about our plans for our 10th year. Where are we going next?
So, what are our plans for our 10th year? In fact, you don't need to hear it from me, because one of our leaders in Cardiff, Becky, has helped us prepare a video to introduce these. So, without further ado, I'm going to play that for you.
My name is Becky, and I'm one of the local welcome leaders in Cardiff. I would say that in the current political climate that is increasingly negative about people that are coming to the UK to seek sanctuary, I think that it's a marker of how important it is to take tangible, practical action in your local area to counter that. And I think that Local Welcome is such a beautiful way of being able to signal that people are welcome here and that there is a community that is there waiting for you. At the last meal that we were running, there was a child there that, when asked what his experience of the UK has been so far, he said that everybody here feels like a friend. I think it signals how important it is to take this practical action to really make sure that people know how welcome they are here. One of my favourite things about the meals is when I then bump into people that I've shared a meal with later around town, and we can say hello, and it's that sense of community and familiarity that I so value. So I suppose that my hope is that we're able to really build on that and strengthen that community over the coming years.
So, as we enter our 10th year, we're very excited to launch our own very special Support the Welcome campaign. This campaign aims to expand this network of welcome that we have built and nurtured over the past decade, so that we can reach more people in more cities and spread this kind of social connections across the UK. And we want to do this in two different ways. So firstly, we want to increase the number of groups that we have from 7 to 10 over the next 12 months. We already have groups in Derby, Belfast, Liverpool, Leicester, Cardiff, Birmingham and Norwich. I think that's all of them. And we're always on the lookout for enthusiastic, motivated leaders who can work with others to set up a group in their town or in their city. So if this sounds like you, then get in touch with us to arrange a call, and we can see if we can set up a group in your area. The other way that we want to expand this network is by increasing the number of supporters we have, from 16, where we're at currently, to 100 by the end of our 10th year. So if you can't commit to setting up a group, or possibly not even attending meals because there isn't a group in your area, perhaps you can become a local welcome supporter and make a monthly donation towards our work. These donations help us to cover the costs of running meals, venue hire, ingredients, DBS checks for leaders, insurance, and also the staff time needed to really support the groups and help them to flourish. The funding, as a fundraiser, the funding climate is really difficult at the moment, with a lot of the grant income that small charities like Local Welcome would have traditionally relied on becoming more and more difficult to come by. So if we want to continue growing and nurturing this incredible network that we've built over the next 10 years or hopefully longer, we really need your support. So if you're able to, please consider becoming a Local Welcome supporter. Or if you can't at this time, please help to share our message and campaign with friends, family, neighbours, colleagues, or anyone you know who wants our communities to be welcoming, safe and supportive places for all who live in them. I'm now going to hand back over to Celia, who will share some practical next steps that you can take to help you support the welcome.
Thanks, Rhiannon. For those of you who are curious about supporting the welcome by helping set up a new group, we're excited to be able to give you a flavour of what this journey's like, and also how magical and impactful the outcome can be as well. And I'm going to do this by sharing a message from our leader, Phyllis, who was involved in the setup of our Norwich group last year.
Hello, my name's Phyllis O'Grady, and I just wanted to share with you what we've been doing in Norwich as part of Local Welcome's 10th birthday celebrations. So I first heard about Local Welcome last year in 2024, and thought it sounded an absolutely fabulous idea. I love cooking. I love sharing cooking with people. I love eating with people. I wanted to push back against lots of the negative publicity surrounding refugees, and I wanted to carry on the wonderful tradition of Norwich being a city of sanctuary. So we're on to our 19th meal now, coming up to our 20th, and we've had a really lovely time. So much as we all do, we come in, we set all the tables up, we choose recipes and set all the food out on 4 or 5 different tables, and we get going cooking and baking and cooking together, lots of chopping up going on there. We always have the 2 cookers going. We usually have a couple of hot meals. We have a big rice cooker, and everybody gets going, chopping, cooking, getting ready to put it all in the pots. The children often get involved. They make the flatbreads. If we're having flatbreads, they often ice cakes or make biscuits or do something, or sometimes just colouring in. We always have something going on for the children, which they love. We've had some fantastic activities that have been put on for us by Local Welcome. We did this lovely tile making workshop, which was tremendous. We've done a singing workshop, which was very, very popular. We've had Ben & Jerry's in giving us ice cream. And yeah, just generally having a great time, then us providing food. We then get to the point where we start serving up. We've always, as I say, got 2 or 3 pots going on, and everybody queues up. We always get some cheery people to serve out. I should say we've got the most amazing bunch of volunteers, probably 25, 30 people to choose from, or who volunteer to come along for each meal. We always have sweets. We've been making these very, very popular fruit salads, which everybody loves, but equally the children quite often make us sweet biscuits or cakes. And of late, we've been doing crumbles, true to the season, with rhubarb and apples and things like that. And finally, we all decide what way we're going to put the tables. You can see here, this is a big meal. We've had meals ranging from 14 people all the way up to about 45. We never quite know how many we're going to get, but we've learned to be adaptable and thoroughly enjoy it whichever way it goes. And of course, we then get on with the washing up. I couldn't find a picture of the usual army of washer-uppers we have in the kitchen, but I thought this one of the two guys doing some is great, while the women have a chatter and fuss over the baby. So yeah, I'd just like to wish Local Welcome a wonderful 10th birthday, and looking forward to being part of it for a very long time to come. Bye.
It's always amazing to see a local welcome group grow from a few passionate leaders into diverse, kind, and welcoming communities. So if you're feeling angry or sad or helpless about what's happening in the world at the moment, and probably even your local neighbourhood as well, and you want to support the welcome in your own community, here's a few ways you can get involved. And these links are also going to be shared in the live stream chat as well. And I've just realised I'm not screen sharing the right slide. There we go. These are the links I'm talking about. So if there's already a group in your local area and you're free at the weekends, here's where you can sign up as a member or leader and receive monthly invitations to meals. Our October meals are just around the corner, so you'll be getting an invitation to that yourself. If you're too busy to take part at your local group, but would like to become a supporter, or if there's no group in your local area yet and you'd like to learn more about the ingredients for a local welcome group, you can check out our Support the Welcome campaign page. If you are watching this and you're a refugee or a person seeking sanctuary and you'd like to find out a bit more about our brand new lived experience advocates group that we're setting up, we'd love you to do so. And you can do so by following that link on the screen or in the chat. And if you're not sure how you'd like to get involved yet, but you know that you're interested and you would like to keep up to date on our news, then you can also go ahead and sign up for our newsletter whilst you decide. If you have any other queries or ideas, you can contact us by sending an email to events@local-welcome.org, which is on the screen and in the chat. And finally, it would mean the absolute world to us if you could spread the word about this live stream, and you can do that so by sharing the link that you're following at the moment to watch us around your friends, family, colleagues, neighbours, anyone you know, someone random at the bus stop, any networks you're part of. You'll be able to access all of these links in live stream chat, as I mentioned, or contact us if you can't find them. I'm now going to hand over to Andrew.
Thanks, Celia. Yeah, I'm really excited about this 10th year and the Support the Welcome campaign. Please get involved. It's coming towards the end of our party and we're going to have to kick you out. But it's really exciting that to celebrate together and to reflect on the last few years, and also consider how we can continue to take action in the current climate. We've got a few thank yous, and I think also we've not really been able to give you more of an opportunity to chat to each other, and so we're going to put up one more slide where if you want to say, hi, Andrew, it's been a long time, chat to me, mum, or whatever, then please feel free to post a message on the slide. But I wanted to say thanks to all of our group members in particular who have featured in videos we've just enjoyed together. So Ben, Martin, Yosef, Denise, Jacob, Bekele, and Becky, and also Phyllis, who came in at the last minute with a remarkable addition as well. Thank you so much for contributing to this, and also for the people whose messages we haven't been able to share, but it's really meaningful to be sent messages to as a team from people who have been with us along the way to say happy birthday. So thank you for all of those messages.
And a huge thanks to anyone who supported us over the last 10 years. Whether you attended a meal, set up a donation, or spread the word, your support is massively appreciated.
Thank you also to all of the funders who have supported us over the past 10 years, whether this is trusts and foundations, businesses, or individuals who have donated. Everything has helped us to develop this incredible network over the past decade and get to where we are now. So it's very much appreciated.
And last but not least, thank you so much to everyone who attends our meals, whether you're one of our amazing members or leaders. Thank you especially to our leaders, as without their passion, vision and dedication, our groups just simply wouldn't exist. So thank you to everyone.
Well said. Annie, Yasmin, any final words from you guys?
I just want to say thank you to everybody who's attended the meals and make it happen every month. There's a lot of work that goes into it, and I also want to thank you all, and what a great team you all are for supporting us on those days. And as a team leader, it's really helpful and beneficial to know that you've got everybody's back out there and that we can make this work. So happy anniversary and more to come. Thank you.
Yeah, and just to add to that, I'm sure it's come across to everybody in this live stream, but also if you've had any interactions with Andrew, Hannah, Celia and Rhiannon in the course of your kind of involvement with Local Welcome, but they are, as a staff team, incredibly committed and passionate about this work. So as well as happy birthday to Local Welcome, just wanted to say a huge thank you on behalf of all the trustees to our fantastic staff team, because the organisation wouldn't be anything without your hard work and commitment, and we appreciate it hugely. So thank you.
Thanks, Annie. I promise we didn't put them up to that. Yeah, thanks to everybody who's been watching again. Thanks for celebrating our 10th birthday. Do look at the chat with the links in the live stream chat. Do stay in touch. Please help us, to make this 10th year even better than any of the others that have gone before it. So yeah, remember, support the welcome and have a great birthday. Local Welcome. Oh, blowers. Yeah. Love it. Bye, everybody. All right.
Bye.